Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. We are pleased to be joined by Matteo Nannini. Of course, he will be driving one of the Juncos Racing cars in Indy NXT. How's it going?
Yeah, all good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Doing well. Thanks for coming on, man. So let's just talk about this opportunity. You're kind of back in cars that you were used to driving. What was that like to get this opportunity with Juncos Hollinger?
I think my goal so far is to reach out to IndyCar, which I consider as like the top level of motorsport, considered as a American F1. And Indy Next is the best step to get to IndyCar, uh, giving me like more time to learn the tracks, to get used to how the American world is, because anyway it's different from the European one, and also to learn a little bit about the car. And definitely now with that it changed from Indy Light to Indy Next, we're gonna have much more possibility to grow as drivers. And I'm really happy to be with Juncos because recently they've made quite a huge step forward with the IndyCar team, and all the steps is reflecting into the Indy Next team, like the pit crew engineers and stuff. So I think I'm in a good spot, and I'm confident and happy about this opportunity.
So going into this season, I know that coming into the year, you've got an incredible opportunity with the Juncos Hollinger team. What's it just like to get to know everybody and to race in the States? I know that there were some opportunities that you had last year to possibly do that in another series, which we won't get into. But overall, just to get another opportunity to race in the road in the kind of the in Indy Next and the overall road to Indy ladder.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm really happy to be back in a single seater first of all, and to be in an Indy Next. I had the chance to try it already. Was late 2021. I did some test days with Juncos at the Indy road course, Indy GP, and at Barber. So I already know how the car feels, and like we are gonna change tires from Cooper to Firestone,
Yeah.
and that's if something. That's gonna help me more because other drivers they might have, yes, they have experience, but like we will all start from maybe the same point because no one really knows the tires. So yeah.
So yeah, you talk about that, and we've had a lot of conversations with most of the Indy Next field about this change with going to the Firestone tire. You've gotten to test one of these things. I'm not sure if you tested on the Firestone tire or you tested on the Cooper tire. I know a lot of them weren't available, but overall, have you gotten a chance to test on the Firestone tire yet?
We are on Monday, we have a test at the Homestead, so it will be our first chance to try the car with the Firestone tires.
Um, okay, so have you made I know have you made the move to the United States and all that, and what's it like just living here?
Yeah, I'm getting used to it. It's like a different mindset in terms of working on the car, but also other outside of racing, which for I like. I mean, I'm getting used mainly maybe to the food a little bit, but other than that, like I'm all the teams basically are based here in Indy, so that's where I wanna be. And because I think it's nice for the team to have the drivers always available in town. If
Yeah.
for any things they might need me, I'm here and I can go there. So yeah, I'm liking so far.
Yeah. So going into this year for you, I know this is a pretty competitive field that you're entering in. And this is going to be probably one of the most competitive fields that we've seen in Indy Next in a very long time.
Yeah.
Lots of cars are going to be in the field. There's, I mean, 9 HMD cars. There's going to be 4 Andrettis, two of you guys, possibly, Cape cars, Able cars.
Yeah.
But overall, what do you think about what are we going to expect out of this team, out of you and this team this year?
So I believe that like we are gonna see us much closer to the top level teams because as I said earlier, the team put a lot of effort since when like Ollinger joined the group.
Yeah.
Um, Now we have crew, like we are like in this off season they spend so many hours on making sure that every single detail on the car is perfectly done. If there was something to replace, they replace it and put a new part. So yeah, I mean the car looks fast, so hopefully it will be fast too.
Yeah. Um, Getting used to, and the thing is, it's like, how different are these cars from when you raced in Europe with the Formula cars?
I think the biggest difference is just that you can really push as much as you can every single lap, and that's where it gets tough physically, and it gets tough like mentally, but also where the car then has to be able to be fast for from lap one to the end of the race. In Europe, mainly you had to focus on tire degradation, so to not to use the rear tires too much. Here, there is not really this problem. They're gonna say that with Firestone it might change, but we don't know it yet. So it's something we'll discover soon.
So let's, the other thing that you're going to have to learn, and a lot of these guys that may have raced in the series last year or were in the ladder system, either in, running in Indy NXT or one of the USF Pro Series, is that, oh, for you it's going to be getting used to all these new tracks, because I don't think you've been to any of them, if I'm not mistaken.
I've been to Indy, GP, and to Barber.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, did you do? Was that just testing, or did you actually compete in the
No,
races?
no, just testing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously you haven't been to any of them in race competition before, but what's that going to be like going to a lot of new places where you're not, um, where you haven't been to?
Yeah, I think like I have some experience in street courses, so that was not gonna be, I believe, a big issue. Mainly, the biggest difference will be on oval for sure, because I never raced in an oval and I don't even know what the feeling when you drive on an oval. So that's definitely gonna be tough, and also the fact that tracks here in the US in general are so much bumpy. This is gonna be challenging compared to European tracks.
Yeah. What is the track that you're most looking forward to?
I mean, I'm getting a lot of preparation for the first race in St. Pete, because I wanna really impress in that race, and because anyway it's the first race of the championship. So I'm looking forward to that race and see if actually what my if my feelings on the sim are same of the feeling I will have while driving the car on the real track.
Yeah. And then the next thing is, what is your biggest goal that you want to accomplish this year?
The biggest goal is to win the championship, of course,
Yeah.
because then automatically it it kind of opened the doors already for the IndyCar, and I believe that now with having changed the ownership of the championship, it will be really important to do that at my first year.
All right. Well, Matteo, thank you so much for coming out and talking with us, and best of luck this season in Indy NXT.
Yeah, thank you guys.